Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope all of you are doing fine right now. Well, do you guys know about Cinderella story or Snow White story? Also, when we are a child, our parents probably tell us about fairy tale, princess story, or mouse deer story. For your information, without realizing it, we have learned a text that I will explain you today. What is it? Is it narrative text? Well, in the Cinderella story, it is an example of a story that uses a narrative text structure in English. To know more about a narrative text is the structure of narrative text, purpose, and many points about it. I will be happy to explain it to you. So, are you ready? Let's learn about this. So, what is a narrative text? Narrative text is a text which tells stories, and the stories is like a fictional or imaginary story made with the aim on entertaining reader. Narrative text is also carries moral or message, and even it can express your opinion or critique. Narrative text is using problem solution sequence. Well, what the meaning of this? We can know it in the structure of this text. What kind of structure of narrative text are? Number 1, there is orientation, the opening of story. In this part, it will introduce the character time, place in the story. It usually occurs in the first paragraph. Number 2, then after the orientation, there is complication. It is increasing the problem. It can call a climax of the story when the crisis is rising up. Number 3, if there is a complication, of course we have to add resolution. It is time to solve problem. It usually called as an anticlimax. It means that the problem can be solved, even bad or good ending. And the last is reorientation or coda. This one is about the moral of the story. It can be implicit or explicit. We can put this on text or maybe no. Next, often we learn about the structure of it. We have to know there is language feature about this text. Number 1, it uses past tense. If you are forgot about what is the past tense, you better to learn it again before come to the text. Number 2, there is adverb of time like once upon a time, one day, long time ago, and others. Next is time conjunction like when, then, suddenly. And the last is specific character. Because this is narrative text, of course there is a specific or the main actor or character in the story, like Snow White, Cinderella, Malin Kundang, and others. Next slide. After know the point of narrative text, let's check this example. We have Snow White story here. Let's identify paragraph by paragraph. Snow White. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Snow White. She lived with her aunt and uncle because her parents were dead. This paragraph we can call an orientation. One day, she heard her uncle and aunt talking about leaving Snow White in the castle because they both wanted to go to America and they didn't have enough money to take Snow White. Snow White didn't want her uncle and aunt to do this, so she decided it would be best if she ran away. The next morning, she ran away from home when her aunt and uncle were having breakfast. She ran away into the woods. Then she saw a little cottage. She knocked out, but no one answered, so she went inside and fell asleep. Meanwhile, the 7 dwarfs were coming home from work. They went inside. There they found Snow White sleeping. Then Snow White woke up. She saw the dwarf. The dwarf said, "What's your name?" Snow White said, "My name is Snow White." The second paragraph is complication. Dog. One of the dwarfs said, "If you wish, you may leave her with us." Snow White said, "Oh, cool, thank you." Then Snow White told the dwarf the whole story, and Snow White and the 7 dwarfs lived happily ever after. Last paragraph is the resolution. Next. Well guys, we already know the point about definition of narrative text, structure, language feature, and also we already identify one example about Snow White's story. Now, it is your turn to identify and read the text of narrative text. Please find out the narrative text, then you have a retell story by your own word. Okay, all, we are in the last season of this video. So, from the beginning, I already explained you about narrative text. This material has many benefits for you. First one is we can now identify the narrative text. We can learn about how to use simple past tense, and we can entertain our reader with narrative text. This material is also important for you guys who want to improve our reading skill by read and identify a story. I hope you guys understand about our material today. See you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.